week where a lot of practice days, two practices, two shoot-arounds in the last few days. Are there things you were able to do or work on different from a normal NBA season schedule?
Yeah, I think it was beneficial for us. Get to take some things from the games and apply them right into practice setting. Coming up now, we'll have a game every other day, so you have to kind of take the rest into account. But when we have those 2 days, you can get a shoot-around day in early, get a look at Sacramento early, but also work on some things physically that you wouldn't be able to do in the meat of the regular season.
I know the other day you mentioned replacing Thompson's production like with a committee group, to say the least. What kind of goes into who you decide get those minutes?
I think it's a lot to do with the game plan and the team we're playing. What matchups work well there. We can go with Aaron. Obviously, he brings something to the table. Jay Sean can run some backup minutes, and then we had Reggie playing a ton early. So kind of what we need. We can do it by committee with those three guys and Cam as well. They all bring something different to the table, but Ahmed's such a unique guy, and he covers a lot of bases where we can play a lot of different guys with him, and some of the guys do the same thing. We're comfortable with Aaron and Fred, although they're smaller, but also Jay Sean can kind of be a Swiss Army knife and do some of the things Ahmed did.
What are your thoughts on kind of these little doubleheader mini-series as a coaching tool to kind of as a barometer for how your group is growing and getting better game to game?
Yeah, I've always liked them. I mean, since they started a few years ago. Obviously it's good for the travel component of it, but also a chance to get a look at a team and make some adjustments, work on things between the games. And so for me, I like them. Everybody says a playoff-ish atmosphere, but for me, I don't see any downside to it. Like I said, you get a chance to look at the team twice in a short period of time and get to rep some things, so it's good for me.
Jalen Green, Shangoon, two-man game has been like one of the Rockets' best plays the last couple of seasons. This year, of course, hit close out the game last game with Shangoon done. Is that something you want to implement more as the season goes on?
Yeah, we knew coming in they had a good chemistry together. We got Fred and some guys as well that work well with Alpi, but they've had that over the last few years, and what we're just trying to encourage is making the right read out of it. Alperen setting good screens to get him open to free up Jalen, but also Jalen making the right read, not over-penetrating at times, taking the shot that's given, but also making that pocket pass or finding the weak side. Want him to improve and grow in that area, but those two have been on the same page quite a bit and had success with it.
What have you seen from Dylan the first 4 games that you've liked?
His mentality, his toughness. Offensively, he's giving us a good punch as well. One of the guys that he's shooting the ball well, but also is a forceful driver, can get downhill, and willing passer. So not just what he brings mentality-wise and defensively. I think he's given us a nice pop offensively as well.
You got a couple of guys that have won championships with you guys. What has Fred and Jeff Green, I guess, brought to the organization, would you say, and the team on the floor and off the floor in the locker room?
Yeah, credibility you bring automatically by winning, but even a guy like Dylan who hasn't won a championship played playoff series and a lot of meaningful games, so I think all that's valuable for our group. Talked about it quite a bit, their leadership and professionalism, their day in and day out work ethic and routine. It's good for our young guys to see, so stability on the court, leadership off the court, doing it in their own ways vocally and kind of follow my lead, and so those three have been huge for our young guys.
The NBA is kind of a copycat league, and I know in preparing for the Kings, we kind of already discussed there's some similarities between Alperen Sengun and Domantas Sabonis, but is there anything specifically that you saw in the film that you thought, hey, I might want to take that or implement that, for Alpi down the line that Sabonis and the Kings use or do?
Yeah, I mean, they do handle a lot up top. I think even Sabonis is his usage from the perimeter is a little more than Alpi. We have a few guys that we like to have the ball in their hands as well, but very similar, like you mentioned, with the post-ups, with the initiating offense from the top. The DHO actions, the pace, and the screening it's a good thing for Alperen to see. He really frees up their guards, and he's one of the best screen setters, rollers, finishers in the league. So just continue to work on those things. We use some already, but watching his efficiency and how effective he is in that way is beneficial for Alpi to see.
I was just going to follow up on that first thing about the practice time. Was there an opportunity to see how somebody's progressing, whether they're learning the things you want, or another guy, just a guy who's not playing a lot, how he might be doing? Or is there enough scrimmaging for that in the last few days?
I wouldn't say we did contact and we did some live work, but also you know, it is something like you mentioned to see who's catching on to schemes, who's, you know, watching the starters and learning from some of the guys who aren't playing as much. And so, although we're not doing a ton of scrimmaging, you know, right now we're getting the work in that we need, and attention to detail has been a big focus of ours for the last, you know, few games to start the season. It was lacking at times. I feel it's getting better, so it's good to see who's staying locked in, focused. Although they may not be playing due to the situation now, guys are going to get that opportunity.
Thanks, Coach.